Yeah, and at the end of the day, funders of startups have so many meetings. They go to demo days, they go to startup presentations and conferences, they go and meet investors. They're trying to get their message across. What
Yep.
would be your advice for such startups? How to best express what they do, how to best get curiosity and attention, and actually, have valuable business conversations with different investors.
Well, that's kind of a easy question for me, Magdalena, because as you know, I've got a business called Story Seekers, and we are helping big and small companies come to market better. And as a startup company, they need at least three 90-second stories. And the stories really have to be 90 seconds or under, or they get too long for typical people. And the first story is they've got to have the market opportunity story. And their market opportunity story can be a story of how, excuse me, one or more smart people said, wow, there's people out there in the marketplace that are really struggling doing A, B, and C. We think we could come up with a better way for them to do that, but we're going to need some funding. And the way you get funding from investors is to stimulate their greed gland. And investors really want to see a big, juicy market opportunity. And that's what seduces investors. But then when you start talking to your potential buyers in your market, now we've got to have some use case stories for them. Say, we are bringing, or we have brought now a product to market, and there's a lot of people who are in manufacturing or banking or whatever. It's got to be tailored to the specific buyer persona, and the story has to have how they struggle today and what would help them take care of that difficulty in the future would be a product with A, B, and C, and we are bringing that product to market. And even though we don't have any customers yet, the people who jump on early are going to get a big advantage over their competition, something like that. But a story of who their potential customer is.
All
And
right.
again, less than 90 seconds. And the last story that we encourage all salespeople to have and all leaders is their personal story of why they do what they do. Because when you're asking people to buy from you, they have to trust you. And if you can tell them your own personal story of struggle and success, and they conclude that you're trustworthy. So those three stories are a big necessity for any startup.